Aloha folks, this is Aaron from Hawaii Music School, and this is a lesson for Hawala School's beginner ukulele class. Last week we went over a couple of different chords. This week we're going to kind of put two songs to it. So the first song we're going to put is only using two chords, and it's a very simple song. But before we get into the songs, let's go ahead and get into G. Okay, so tune to that. Okay, then we go to C, then E, and A. Okay, so the way that we can check to kind of make sure that we're in tune is if I hold down the second string, 3rd fret, I have a G note, and it's the same as the top. So they should sound really close. Okay, the next thing is that when I do this, I can go to the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and it should sound the same as the open 2nd string. Okay. And then we go to the bottom string, and we can go play that open, and we should hold the top string at the 2nd fret. Okay, so if that rings all together, you should be relatively in tune with yourself. So we have G, C, E, A. Okay, and that's going to be our tuning for the ukulele. Now the two chords that we're going to use are going to be the C chord and the G7 chord. So you guys should remember those, right? The first chord is C, very easy, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 1st string. Okay, and the second chord is a little bit harder. We use all 3 fingers on this hand, right? So I'm going to slide this guy back 1 fret, and then finger number 1 goes on the 2nd string, 1st fret, and finger number 2 is going to go here. You should remember these chords from last week when we did that little exercise with C. Then we went to F suspended. Then we went to G7 suspended, which was those two at the same time, plus finger number 2 at the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And then back 1 fret with my ring finger, and that's going to be G7. So we're only using G7, we're not using G7 suspended for this song. Okay, so it goes like this now. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. So only those two chords. But what you want to be able to do is keep your time with your right hand. So we're going to count and go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, and when we change, we're gonna look at the words of the song to see where we change. So we're going to start off and go, the itsy bitsy spider went, and then when we go to up, that's when I'm going to slide this finger back and go to here. So the way I switch chords to make it real easy, I hold this down and I slide that finger back, and I do 2 things. So remember how we did G7 suspended, right? So let's practice by doing this. Okay, so we're going to put both of those on at the same time, holding the C. Okay, so we're going to just practice by doing this for a couple of minutes. Once our fingers get used to dropping at the same time like this, finger number 1 is going to be here, finger number 2 is going to be here, right? So finger number 1 is going to be on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and finger number 2 is going to be on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Okay, so once we get used to doing this, what we're going to do is slide back. Okay, so I'm going to slide this finger back, and I'm going to drop them down in the same motion that I did by itself. So it's just going to happen like this, yeah? Now let's try to look at it a little bit closer. So we started with the C chord. Alright, so what we did was we slid this finger back. That's our first motion. And so get used to using your finger and just sliding it. I didn't take it off and put it there. I just kind of slid it back. Okay? And the other thing we were practicing was holding down this finger and dropping these two. So you see how this finger goes here, right? 2nd string, 1st fret, and finger number 2 goes to the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And so we're practicing by doing this. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we just practice in this manner. Okay? And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we put it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so as we do this, we get real comfortable with the switch. So when we have the itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout, down came the rain and washed the spider out. See how easy it is to switch that? So that's going to be the easy change right there. And that's the only change during this song. And once you're good and comfortable at doing that, when we go to that word, right? The itsy bitsy spider went up. See how it just moved one motion? Up the water spout. And spout, we go back to C. Down came the rain and washed. And back on out. Out came the sun and then we go to dried. Dried all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Alright, so that's your first song. So our second song is going to actually be Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And we've talked about this song before in class, but we haven't done it yet. Okay, so the way we're going to do it is we're going to break it up into two sections. The first section is going to be the first and last section. And the second and third sections are going to be the same. So this is what's known as an A-B-B-A progression. The A part looks like this. We're going to start with C for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go to F suspended for 2 beats. 1, 2, back to C, 3, 4. Then we're going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we go to G7 suspended. You remember this chord where we hold down the C and we drop that F suspended. We hold that there, but we're adding this finger. Okay? And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So each one only has 1 beat, right? G7 suspended. We slide our ring finger back to G7. Alright, so all together it's going to sound like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the A section. So A, remember, it goes A, B, B, A. So we're going to play the A section twice, in the beginning and then at the end. Now we're going to play the B section. The B section is much easier. It looks like this. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 times on C, then 2 times on F suspended, back to C for 2 beats, and then G7 for 2 beats. Okay, so the A section was 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the B section goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, B, A means we go the A section first, and then the B section, then the B section again, and then the A section. So when we put the parts together, we should sound this. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And that's going to be the second song. So we're using the chords from last week, and we're going to use them to make these 2 songs. Okay? So when I see you guys next week Friday, you should all be able to play both these songs because you should have practiced last week to learn the chords for this week. Okay? I'll see you guys on Friday. Aloha.